You going to mug me?
Am I going to mug you?
Is that gorgeous or what, eh?
And I believe I can run a decent marathon.
Download Veely now.
All over the world, airports are abuzz with thousands of passengers passing through their terminals each day. And from endless emotional journeys come countless stories. New arrivals.
We're here to meet my daughter, who I haven't seen for 2 years. And the good news is she's bringing lovely granddaughter Tilly home.
Missing passengers.
They told me I needed a court and a search warrant before they would tell me if my mother was even on the plane.
And a view from the front line.
OK, we're just responding to a call now to Terminal 2. There's a report of an intoxicated male.
This is Dublin Airport, and these are their stories.
Welcome to Dublin Airport. The airport is always alive with emotion. From the departure to the arrival halls, there's always families waiting on their nearest and dearest.
Our journey begins in T2 Arrivals, where Peter is waiting on the arrival of his daughter and her family from Australia.
Susan, my daughter's coming home with her grandchild. I haven't seen Susan since she got married 2 years ago, and the grandchild was born last January.
So it's your first time to see your grandchild?
Yeah, first time. It'll be fantastic, can't wait. She's gone back and forward since she was about 21. She's in her 30s now, better not say, 34. She'd tell me off. On and off since she was 21. She's always loved travelling. And she's full citizenship over there. She has the Australian passport as well. So, you know, we used to her coming back and forward. But it'd be just fantastic to see her now because of the grandchild. When Tilly was born, Tilly was 28 weeks, very premature. And she was only a tiny little thing. 980 grams, I think, the text message I got off Susan. And it was I really thought for a while to be touch and go, but lucky enough, coming home today, 16 months old, big and beautiful from what I've seen.
And what did your daughter tell you about what the doctors had said about Tilly's condition? Because it was quite serious.
Very touch and go. She had the oxygen, she had tubes coming out of her, and she's so small and so tiny. You know, it's unbelievable. But the hospital over there seemed to be fantastic. Susan couldn't say enough. I'm sure they have similar hospitals here with the premature baby units or whatever. But the hospital over there really, she lived in the hospital practically for 6-7 months with the child. When she went home actually after the 7 months, she had to go home on oxygen. The oxygen was in the house, they had to fill oxygen in the house, and she had that tube on her face for ages. And then she sent me a text and she said, look who has no tube. So, and she had a problem eating as well, and now she was on Skype there the weekend. She has 6 teeth. Her hair is coming out, she's going to be a lovely redhead, and it's unbelievable to put the change.
And how was the pregnancy? Did she know it was going to go early, or was it quite a surprise to everybody?
It was a surprise. She was just looking forward to April. She told me her due date, I think, was April. And we were talking on the phone over Christmas, and she said she didn't feel great, but nothing to worry about. And then the end of January, until she came, when she was coming, that was it. What could you do? You'd like to be there, like if they're just the other side of Dublin or the other side of Ireland, you can visit them. But on the other side of the world, you just can't. And you just love to be there to help out.
And tell us a little bit about your daughter, Susan. What's she like as a daughter? She's your first daughter.
Yeah, she was fantastic growing up, but I split from her mother years ago, but we still kept in contact. But she was always independent. She'd travel anywhere. She'd been all over the world, and she's always been like that. And then she met Graham, lovely guy, all the way to Australia to meet a guy from Malahide, you know. So it's been fantastic. She's been fantastic. She's really independent. She knows what she wants and she knows what she does, and she does it fantastically.
And did you kind of ever worry about her being so far away?
All the time. What can you do? I mean, if you worry too much, you'd be a nervous wreck, you know, but you just kind of say, you know, she's old enough, she's big enough, she knows what she's at.
Is she a good mother?
Oh, a fantastic mother. I think she surprised herself. She's actually, the way she's with Tilly, I think she didn't realise how strong she was, how strong she is to go through all that, you know. She's fantastic. She must be a fantastic mother. Graham the same, you know. Only for they had the two of them together out there, it would have been very hard, you know. And
who are you looking most forward to see? Do you want to hug Susan, Tilly, Graham?
Yeah, the whole lot of them. It'd be fantastic. But it'd be a good rest for her as well. At least she'll have someone to give the baby to. I told her I'll do the babysitting, no problem to me.
Over 60,000 passengers pass through Dublin Airport every day. It is the role and responsibility of airport police to ensure their safe passage through both terminals.
Aviation is the most regulated industry there is in relation to security. So what we need to do is to ensure that the passenger experience travelling to the airport is a safe one. We deploy our officers about the airport, about the terminals, out on mobile patrols, and we generally keep an eye on the airport to ensure that it operates smoothly and safely. The airport police are now currently patrolling both terminals and the airfields and the boundaries and perimeters of the airport. They will be responding throughout the day to various different activities. Medical emergencies, as I say, 30,000 people at the airport today, so that would be a common enough response for a lot of the airport police. Going through frisking, we would have a lot of restricted items, prohibited items that are inadvertently or otherwise end up in baggage. We would respond to that. And then generally it's about high visibility patrolling, being out and about, and giving the passenger at the airport the confidence to know that the airport is secure and policed.
Not only are airport police assigned to patrol the main terminal buildings, but they must maintain a high level of aviation security around its perimeter.
Our main function is the integrity of the boundary fence. We're constantly patrolling it, checking it for any breaches or deterioration or damage. A lot of damage can be caused by car crashes. One recently took out 5 or 6 sections of the fence at 4 o'clock in the morning. And then other functions would be to back up my other colleagues in the airport police when needed. ID checks, checkpoints, patrolling of the car parks, patrols of the terminal buildings, and generally public order if it's needed. My partner is called Butch. He's about 4.5 years old. I got him, he had no training. We do all our own training on site. There's 7 of us in the dog unit. The dog unit, it's an important part of the airport police and of the airport. We're there to provide backup to the other members of the force and help out in any way we can with anything that's going on at the airport. We're utilised quite a lot, so we're out there all the time watching and checking for anything that shouldn't be there.
Officers Trevor Giltrap and Matthew Butterley are at the other side of the airport perimeter on a routine check.
The airport is a huge area. You're talking about 400 acres of DAA property surrounded by a 20-kilometre fence, but there's also large pockets of DAA property outside of that fence as well. Now the K9 are great there for constantly hitting and patrolling those areas. They're more dedicated to that, whereas we get stretched sometimes and we all have to respond.
There is a car fire way off in the distance over the 28 end past the playing field.
Roger, we'll cross the airfield anyway and we'll do an inner boundary of the 2 thresholds just to make sure there's nothing in the area.
Back in arrivals, Peter spots his daughter and new granddaughter Tilly coming through the door.
Hello.
Gorgeous to see you.
So Susan, this has been a huge flight for you and it's been an incredible journey. Tell us a little bit about Tilly and what happened when she was born.
You know, your first child, you get your 20-week scan and you think everything's going to be okay, and it was at that stage. And then 3 weeks later, at 23 weeks, I was having a swim and it was Christmas time and I just had a massage and then my waters broke. And Tilly stayed in for an extra 2 weeks and was born at 25 weeks, weighing 890 grams.
And that's an incredibly early time to be born.
Very early, very early.
What was the prospects like, you know?
Well, not good, you know. In Australia, they don't resuscitate under 26 weeks. So, you know, every day that I was in the hospital, the doctors were asking if I would resuscitate her today. And having to make that decision as a couple about your baby was huge just in itself. So almost when she was born, it was like that chapter was gone and the next chapter of is she going to survive kind of kicked in. And it was touch and go day by day. In fact, you lived minute by minute, you know, hour by hour. And she was in for 4 months. But
and you were there every day?
I was, yeah.
I just can't imagine what that phone call must have been like when you rang your mother, your father, being that they were so far away. What did you say to them when she was born?
Just, you know, she's been born, she's gorgeous, and we'll just see how we go. And the distance, you know, you don't always feel the distance until things like this happen, and then you really feel the distance. But you just kick into survival mode, and you just got to do what you got to do.
And she was in hospital for all of those
4 months. Didn't get to hold her for 3 weeks, and she didn't wear clothes till she was 3 months old. So.
All the things us mothers love.
Yes.
And did your own mother miss her terribly? Because I know she's dying to see you. She's up in Kilbarra.
Skype, yeah, absolutely. Skype every day, and it's just, you know, it was just so emotional landing, actually, you know, because I just knew that everybody's here to see her, and we didn't have that rite of passage, you know, when you have a baby, all the family come and see the baby, and kind of this is our rite of passage now. So really,
well, your dad did not take his eyes off that door.
Yeah.
He's so proud. He was saying that you've been a wonderful daughter and that you've always been really strong. But what gave you the strength, Susan, to get through those really difficult early days?
Well, there were days that I didn't, you know, handle it. You know, it's a roller coaster ride, but you just got to do what you got to do. And I kind of didn't know any different. It was my first child, so. I just, you know, I kept strong for her sake because she was strong, and if, you know, could be strong, then I could be strong.
She's a miracle baby.
Oh, without a doubt. She shouldn't be here.
I know.
She shouldn't be here.
You're
Absolutely.
a wonderful mum. Congratulations.
For the thousands of passengers who travel through here each day, this airport can lead people to exciting new places and adventures beyond their wildest dreams. Down in T2 check-in, a large group of students have gathered to head off on a class trip.
Are you all heading away somewhere nice?
Yeah, we're going to Berlin.
You're going to Berlin? How many of you are going? I can count about 9 or 10.
I think 23.
And what made you decide to go away to Berlin?
Cheap flights.
Yeah. Cheap flights, doesn't it? And I mean, it's quite a big thing to organise a group of 23 students to go away. Did you just decide, Berlin, it's cheap, let's do it?
Yeah, Anna organised it.
Yeah. Did you organise it?
Sort of, yeah. Well, yeah.
Are you the class captain?
I am, yeah.
Oh, isn't she a good class captain?
Yeah.
So, Anne, what do you plan to do when you go away?
Everything. We'll see everything, and we'll go on like the touristy stuff and just like have a laugh.
So I don't think you'd be going to any bars. Or
no, not at all. No. As Tom said, bed by 9 and like no.
Organising a trip for such a large group can often prove difficult. Already one member of the class has had to drop out.
His passport was out of date, so he's not going to be able to make it. So
when did you find out his
last night?
Last night.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we're really sad because he was a great part of the class. So
he's really sad, but you all went bye. We're still going. So has everybody else checked their passports?
I actually haven't myself. I'm pretty sure we're all okay though.
Yeah.
With only a short time before their flight leaves, the group are worried about some of the latecomers who may miss the flight.
How long have you got before everybody's supposed to arrive?
We're meant to be here now.
That's
all we have.
12. Like 1 minute. So they've about 1 minute left. Well, do you know what? Let me see. How many is there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And how many's going?
23.
Wow.
No,
typical
22.
Irish.
No, 23.
Is there 23?
Yeah.
What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to come back to you in about 5 minutes and start counting heads.
Okay.
Because I'm getting really nervous for you.
Earlier, officers Giltrap and Butterley received a call to a suspect fire.
There is a car fire way off in the distance over the two-way end past the playing field.
They head off to investigate the matter in more detail.
There's down there.
Roger, copy that. Escort and police from 32 to hangar 3.
That call we just had there in relation to the report of a large amount of smoke close to the threshold of the main runway. That's always a huge issue of concern, and it's an example of the kind of calls that we get, because pilots on approach, when a smoke plume goes up in the air, it obviously is an issue of concern for them. When you go to investigate it, more often than not, it's well outside the airport confines.
So with the fire outside the airport perimeter, the officers contact the local authorities who promptly deal with the fire, and they proceed to deal with other duties.
It's everything from that to an assault, to a report of a theft, to a disruptive passengers. They're the in-between calls you get. The rest of the time it's all routine, and essentially what we're here to do is to move people from A to B with the least possible amount of inconvenience as possible, you know, because by and large, people do still find flying hugely stressful, and you don't want to add any more stress to that.
With that, the officers receive a call, alerting them to a suspected drunken male in one of the main terminals.
Okay, we're just responding to a call now to Terminal 2, the Airport's check-in building. The ticket desk, there's a report of an intoxicated male. So we're just going to go check that out now. There's one of our officers on scene now, and we don't like leaving a one-on-one situation. These things are always best dealt with 3 or 4 people, not there to intimidate the individual, whether he's in the right or the wrong, but you want as many there on the scene for our own officers' protection, and indeed usually we find with an intoxicated male, if they get any way aggressive, you don't want them hurting themselves as well if they kick off, and you want them in the least possible trouble as possible. So if you have a body of people there to deal with the situation, it's always best. So we'll just pull up now and make sure that everything's all right.
The officers make their way inside to deal with the situation. Finally, more students begin to show up. But as the departure time looms, Anne anxiously waits on the last few classmates to arrive.
Well, there's definitely way more people here than there was a little while ago. So is everybody here?
No, I'm just checking my phone out. Nothing yet, so we're kind of late now. But
how many people are you missing?
How many? Like 5 or 6. It's just like we're kind of like running a bit late now. We're hanging on like just at the inside of the door, so try and get here as quick as we can, all right? Okay, cool. See you soon. Bye-bye.
A short time later, the last 2 lads arrive.
Do you realise that your whole class is waiting over there for you, worried that they can't go to Berlin without you?
Yeah, sorry about that.
What happened?
Nothing, I just...
I'm gonna get an earlier bus. And Kieran here. He was gonna get the earlier bus, but I was like, we'll be grand.
You'll be grand on the late bus. Listen, go over and meet the rest of them. You've literally got minutes to spare. Have a great time.
Up in arrivals, Yossa waits with his girlfriend and son on the arrival of his mother from Australia.
You've been waiting here a while, and I know quite a lot of people from your mum's flight have kind of come through the doors.
Yeah.
Are you sure we're at the right terminal?
I hope so.
What's it like when you have to tell your parents, I'm in New Zealand, but I'm going to be going all the way over the other side of the world to a small little place called Ireland?
It wasn't a big deal.
How did they deal with it?
Didn't really have to deal with it. I was just telling them I was going.
Have you come to Ireland for love?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about who we have over there. Is that your wife or your girlfriend?
It's my girlfriend, and we met in New Zealand many years ago, and she dragged me over here.
You obviously have a gorgeous little fella now. What's his name?
His name's Riley.
And how old is Riley?
He's 16 months.
So he's very active and keeping you busy?
Yeah.
For your mum, it must be really emotional for her.
Huge difference. She's the principal of a childcare centre back home. She just loves kids. So she's crazy to see.
And it's her son, her kind of little baby having a baby as well.
Yeah, that's it. It's nice.
And are you looking forward to seeing your mum?
Yeah, of course. It's gonna be good.
Are you going to look after her when she comes through those doors?
Oh yeah. No, she's staying at our house. We've got a spare room, so yeah, she'll be with us.
The last time you saw her was how many months ago?
About a year ago.
So Riley was quite young?
Yeah, he was 4 months, 3 months.
And he's grown quite a bit since then?
Yeah, just a little bit, eh?
And what are you most looking forward to saying to your mum?
Hi.
Typical boy. Do you think the focus is going to be on Riley?
Oh yeah, she doesn't even care about me, eh?
What's the worst bit about living kind of so far away from home?
There's nothing too bad about it, to be honest. I really like Ireland. Like, everyone gives it, like, a bad name and, oh, no, the recession, but it's fine.
You met the love of your life, Aoife?
Yeah, it's fine. No problems with Ireland, you know?
Anticipation builds as Yossa looks forward to welcoming his mother to Ireland.
Well, fingers crossed your mum is on the flight. She's just chatting in there and we are at the right terminal.
See, yeah, she's probably just found someone to talk to, you know? She's a bit like me. She gets distracted easily.
There is never a dull moment here at Dublin Airport. With thousands of passengers passing through daily, there's no shortage of stories.
Over in Terminal 2, Frances is waiting for an old and dear friend to arrive.
I met her many moons ago, yeah. 93, I think it was 93.
And how did you both meet?
Doing a course together in NCAD. We did a graphic design course and we've kept in touch ever since. So I'm kind of a little bit anxious. I don't want to miss her, so I'm looking out and just in case she comes through while I'm talking to you. She's a very rich personality, a very unique individual, and she's a poet. I just love her poetry, and yeah, I love listening to the way she describes it, and she's very dynamic in her expression and in her thoughts, in her feelings.
What's it going to be like to have her in your company?
It'll be amazing, I think. You know, it'll be really nice just to see her and yeah, just to catch up. We've just so much that I want to share.
Have you been planning this trip, Frances, for a long time?
I've been for a couple of months now anyway, since I think it's early January. So we've been planning, yeah. But we don't know what we'll do until she gets here, because we're quite spontaneous about where we'll go, what we'll do, and
free spirits.
Free spirits, exactly.
As the hours tick by, Yossa gets increasingly worried as his mother has still not come through the arrivals gate.
The flight's not even on the board anymore. Aoife's gone home.
Yep.
He's getting pretty upset. You've spoken to the authorities here in Ireland. They won't give you any information.
No, they're being quite difficult. Yeah, they won't even tell me if she's on the flight. But yeah, nothing I can do really. Just wait for a bit more.
So technically she's landed 2 or 3 hours about?
Yeah, well, where are you? 6:30 and it's almost 9:15, so yeah, just having a wee wait.
We're going to try and get the airport police to give us a little bit more insight, because they have the authority. Is that what they've told you over there?
No, they told me I needed a court and a search warrant before they would tell me if my mother was even on the plane. Just have a wait, I guess. Not too worried.
Are you kind of just hoping that she's okay?
Oh, it's not even that. It's just, where is she, you know? It's not a really big deal.
It's a tense waiting time for Yossa and his little boy. So I spoke to the airport police and discovered that due to aviation regulations, airlines are not allowed to share passenger information in order to protect an individual's privacy.
Does this happen often? It seems kind of bizarre to me. You know, when you're waiting for your mum, it's a long flight from New Zealand. He's been here all morning and he's clearly upset.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do, is there not?
Well, as the airport police, all we can do is we can direct them to the Gardaí to express their concerns, and if there is a legitimate concern discovered via the Gardaí, who will check with the local police in the origin, then they will make contact with ourselves, or they'll check themselves with the airline to see whether the passenger did board or not, or what has come to pass.
And as airport police, is this something that you see on a common day?
We would see it fairly regularly, and usually there's a nice simple explanation. Somebody's missed a flight or missed a connection or something simple like that.
I saw you speaking to the authorities here in Ireland. We talked to the security here. Any update?
Oh no, they can't give me any information, so I'm just going to go home soon. Yeah.
Hopefully she'll make it. Oh, I'm so sorry for you, and I know that it's been a long wait and probably a very upsetting wait for you. Riley needs to go home.
Yeah.
Hopefully things work out.
Yeah, no worries.
Keep
It's all
us
good.
updated.
Cheers, have a good one.
So Yossel leaves deflated without meeting his mother. But there was a happy outcome. 2 days later, he arrived back to collect her safe and well. Officers Giltrap and Butterley are attending to a call regarding a suspected drunken male within Terminal 2. But with no specific location given, the officers find it hard to find the individual.
We're just going to go up to GNIB now and check out a report of this intoxicated male. Sometimes these things are a bit communication based, and there was a breakdown in communication there. The report came from the fire station via a staff member, but it should have come direct to ourselves. And what has happened now is this individual is going through immigration clearance, and he seemingly is intoxicated. He came off in flight, so that's where it came from. So we're just going to go into GNIB now and check out and deal with this individual.
As they make their way airside, they find the passenger, who's a little nervous and worse for wear.
You're going to get a taxi from here to cabin. Okay, no worries. What we'll do is we'll need to get you out of here, and we'll get you down to the taxi rank, and then you can get your taxi and you get home, get some shut-eye, and you'll be good to go, yeah? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, it's no problem. No problem at all.
We had a miscommunication there, poor information. First it was at Aer Lingus check-in, then we got a report that he was at the GNIB, the Garda National Immigration Bureau. No staff in either of the two areas knew anything about the individual, but when a report like that comes through, you never just walk away from it, even if you don't find the person. So we did a sweep of the area on the off chance him being intoxicated. He might have got too far, and he hadn't. He was only a seating area near check-in area 6 where he was looking to retrieve his bag. He was highly intoxicated. He wasn't going to get too far any further without any bit of help, but he wasn't aggressive, which is always the main thing. You want to make sure that he's no threat to himself or ourselves. Once you quickly establish that, he's okay, but that can change, so it's all how you deal with it, you know. He's no threat to us and he's no problem to us. That's what we're here for. So you establish an ID, record his details, and make sure that he's a legitimate reason for coming through the airport as well. There's nothing on him that maybe he's got drunk because he's nervous about something and got last minute, had second thoughts at the last minute. Nothing like that. So a taxi driver was happy to take him out of the airport and take him home. So that's basically a wrap on that.
Frances spots her friend coming through the arrivals door.
We've been hearing all about you, Maura. Your good friend has been telling us you're a wonderful poet, about your friendship you met in Ireland many years ago.
20 years ago at the National College of Art and Design.
Is she a good friend?
She's a good friend. We get along just amazingly.
Have you been waiting to see her? Has it been a long trip being organised and being planned?
Well, yes, but you know, when she got her, I went to Edinburgh when she was earning her degree in art therapy, so it hasn't been too long this time.
No.
We've had great gaps of years before this, and now we're pretty much in touch.
Yes. Were you really looking forward to seeing her?
Oh, yes. Yes, we had a good time together.
Yeah. We were just talking about, isn't it such a wonderful bond to have a good friend in life? There's no other relationship sometimes that can match having a cup of tea and a chat with your good friend.
Nothing else.
We've more than a cup of tea.
Have you got a lot to catch up on?
Well, it's more just being current together.
It's just being together, isn't it?
It is.
And just seeing what happens. We haven't any big agenda
No, I don't.
Stay in the present, stay in the moment.
Yeah, we might take a train ride, who knows?
You never know.
Well, I know you write a lot of poetry. Do you often write poetry about Ireland? Has Ireland a special place in your heart?
It has a special place in my heart, and my ancestors come from here. I haven't done Irish. Well, I have one Irish poem called Fagin's Pub. Yeah, that's my most Irish.
And is Fagin's Pub a pub in Dublin or a pub in Ireland?
It's in my heart. Do you want to hear it?
I'd love to hear it.
Go for it. I don't know, and I don't want to know. My mind is giddy with don't know, like a tipsy old Irish woman. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, my mind is gone. All I hear is that music. I know nothing. Hey, there's a celebration going on in me from my head to my toes. My heart just opened a tavern called Fagan's Pub.
I know you've a lot to catch up on.
Yes.
Enjoy it. I know you have lots to talk about. Enjoy your time here. It's a week. It's going to be very special.
Yes.
Give each other a hug. You're delighted to see each other.
Of course, yes.
As the night sets in, the Jordan family wait on their little son Bobby to come home from a dream trip away. But it hasn't been easy for Mum and Dad to be apart from him for the very first time.
So tell us, how long has Bobby been away?
He's been gone since
4
Monday.
days, Monday, yeah.
Monday, so it's 4 days.
You look like you're desperately upset, are you?
Yeah.
Oh my God, is this the first time your son's ever been away?
It's surreal waiting for your son to come home in the airport, you know.
So it's the first time, so
It was an opportunity for him more than anything else, like, you know.
Well, Euro Disney is like a child's paradise.
Yeah.
And he loves all the cars too. And
does he?
Yeah.
Toy Story.
Is he with your mum or your mum?
No, my mum and dad, yeah.
And how are they getting on?
Grand. They're behind that thing there. They're landed nearly an hour at this stage. I don't know what they're doing, you know.
I think they want
to believe it.
You're just trying to see.
They're in Euston Station going somewhere west.
You are like a mummy that is just dying to see your son. What did you miss most about Bobby?
Mommy.
Yeah, quietness. Yeah, noise. No noise in the house. No.
And will you let him go away again?
Probably not.
A few years. It's 18.
When he's a bit, maybe 20s.
God. Tell us, what are your parents like, your mother-in-law, and what are his parents like? You obviously get on very well.
This is being recorded now, be careful now.
No, they're great. Bobby's great. You know, he's very close to them, so.
Yeah,
and a great relationship to have,
your dad's like his best friend.
Yeah. They have a bond, a special bond, all right, you know.
And does Bobby get spoiled rotten?
Yeah. Definitely, yeah.
And was Bobby a little bit jealous when the gorgeous little girls came along?
No, he just
really,
he dotes on her.
not,
He absolutely loves her, you know.
Have you just got the perfect family? Am I missing something here?
It's a quite enough house, is it?
Yeah.
So he was in Paris in Euro Disney.
Yeah.
And they were in for 4 days.
Yeah.
I'd say your parents are going to need a holiday.
I don't know. You don't seem to want to come out, like, you know. It's a bit strange, like, you know.
As well. There's no sign of him. We've been here since 7:30. There's no sign of him.
I hope your fingers crossed.
I don't know what's going on, like, you know.
As the Jordan family wait on their son Bobby, the Kelly family have arrived from England, and their excited little girl is waiting for her grandmother to collect them.
How long are you home for now? You home to see family?
Yeah. I've got my friend's getting married tomorrow, so.
You have to get back for the wedding.
Yeah.
And do you miss Ireland?
I do, yeah. I do. I miss my friends, miss my family, you know.
What's her name?
Chloe.
Oh, Chloe, such a beautiful. Hello, Chloe. Hi. Hi. How old are you, Chloe? She's hiding. Is she 2? Is she?
Yeah, she's gone 2, yeah.
Gorgeous. She's absolutely. Hi, Chloe. Who are you looking forward to seeing? Just dying to.
Granny Byrne.
Granny Byrne. Come here. Tell me. Who are you home here to see?
Granny Byrne.
Granny Byrne? Are you going to give Granny Byrne a big hug?
Yeah.
What are you going to say to Granny Byrne?
I love you.
Oh, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It's her coming into Granny Byrne saying, I love you.
I know, yeah.
How long are you here for? A couple of days?
Yeah, coming back Sunday, yeah.
Enjoy it, soak up all the love of the family.
Yeah. We will indeed.
You should be so proud of her. She's adorable.
Yeah. Thank you.
Enjoy
Thanks
Granny
very much.
Byrne.
So after a few more minutes wait, little Chloe spots her granny and makes a dash for her.
Chloe has been waiting for you for a very long time.
I know, I'm sorry about that.
Do you miss her because they live in the UK?
Yeah,
Is it hard?
It's not as hard, I suppose, as it used to be years ago because we've Skype and we do see a lot of each other. I go backwards and forwards, so yeah, I'm nearly more over there than I am here. Hi, come on. Look at this. Wasn't this worth waiting on? Oh my God.
The Jordan family are with their newest addition, baby Lily Rose, as they wait on their son Bobby to arrive back from Disneyland with his grandparents.
Is it different being the mother of a daughter than the mother of a son? I mean, obviously you look the same, but what are girls and boys like?
I don't know, the first thing I thought was, she's not going out, she's not having boyfriends, she's not wearing makeup, she's not getting her hair sprayed, she's not getting this. With Bobby, it was just like, with a son, but, you know.
We were convinced I was going to be a boy. We were convinced.
Are you serious?
Yeah, convinced.
Why? Was the pregnancy the same?
Basically, yeah. Seen 3 magpies on the way into the hospital that morning and said that maybe...
2 hours later, you're like a baby girl.
So you didn't find out beforehand?
No, not at all. I told everybody it was going to be a boy. I was convinced it was a boy.
He's seen
things on the scan, you know. Told everyone it was a boy.
And what's it like being a mother? Has it changed your life?
Yeah, it has, yeah. It's great.
Completely.
Wouldn't change it.
Here he is now.
You know.
Is he?
Bobby! Bobby! Hello! How's it going, man? Oh, big hug. Do you want to be on camera?
Yeah.
Look, say on the camera.
Hello.
How did you come up with the idea to bring
Well,
it to
my
your
wife did.
sister?
My wife did. She does all the arranging. So she suggested it last year. Was it last year? Yeah, last year. And she suggested bring up Disneyland. I said, me going to Disneyland to see Mickey Mouse. I'll never come back. So anyway, the time went like that. You know what I mean? From last year to now.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden last week said, God, we're going on Monday. Can't believe it.
And he's a busy boy.
Oh my God, everything is, you know, he lives in a different world from us, you know. I'm Woody and he's Buzz Lightyear when we get going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You have a great relationship and you've got a great son and a great daughter-in-law.
Of course I have. They're fantastic.
Is family very important to you?
Of course. Where would you be without them?
Well, I know Mags really, really missed Bobby. The house was very quiet.
Did. Look at the colour of her face. Of course she did. I'm going to cry any minute. I was waiting any minute to say they won't make it to Paris. Don't say anything. They won't. Something will come up. And next it didn't, and we were off. And it was fantastic.
As our journey reaches its conclusion here at Dublin Airport, each passenger we've encountered has brought with them stories charged with emotion.
We're married 15 years and we've never been away this long from each other at all. It was really tough.
When I proposed to Samantha, it was the best decision I ever made in my life. She's a wonderful wife, she's an amazing mother, and she's my best friend.
And to you, what does family mean?
Everything. I'm lost and I'm nothing without them.
If I hadn't lost my sight, I probably wouldn't be the person who I am now. And I'm quite happy with the person who I am now. I wouldn't be skiing if I hadn't lost my sight.
You're the best boyfriend in the world. You're the best dad that girl could ever ask for, and I want you to ask for your hand in marriage.
You serious? Yeah.
He said
Now listen, tell us, are you getting married?
Apparently so, yeah. If she's lucky.
Have you not got the best fans in Ireland? I know it's a sign of the times, but when your kids have to go away to work...
Well, that's it. That's the sad part.
It seems like we've had a daughter for ages, but it also is amazing how much she's changed from in the last 6 months. It's an enjoyable thing to dedicate yourself to looking after her and bring her up and making sure she has everything she needs.
I don't want to see the plane go. If I could injure him, I would, so he wouldn't have to go, you know. I don't want him overdoing that. He should be here.
Do you know that your dad, Matt, has been like a nervous wreck waiting for his wife, waiting for his daughter, but most importantly, Lachlan. He's never seen Lachlan.
This is Matthew the Third.
You've never, ever held him before?
No. Just looks like me, don't you, with a haircut?
She's a little angel. Like, we tend not to focus on what she can do and more on what she can do.
Zara is the light of my life. Everything evolves around Zara. She's just fantastic. I mean, she's so happy for all the things she's gone through. She just smiles.
My friends are like my family, you know, looking away. Like, it's actually like unreal, like how close we are. I'll be on Facebook, right? Yeah, take care.
as a father, do you miss her?
Oh, terribly. We were so proud when she went to medical school in the United States, and she called up and she says, I have a chance to go to Ireland. And I said, get out of the school and get on a plane and go.
We text and we communicate daily, but it's not the same.
This is Daniel, who is on the Trócaire box this year, and as I sit here today in the glistening sunshine in northern Uganda, things are infinitely better.
Hooray! Hooray! I hope she stays well. Like, if she never walks or never talks or never sees, it doesn't matter. Once she's well and she's here with us, that's what we wish for.